So one of the tendencies I see very often with really good players, and I actually see this with one of my students that I've been working with for some time now named Zach, is a lot of lateral drive with the lower body and an excessive amount of tilting back with the upper body in reaction to it. And I'm going to dive into some detail about this right now, okay? So what tends to happen, and this is actually the reason why the issue is being created, is it's more about what the trail side of the body is doing versus the lead side. I think a lot of people get confused with that. So if I naturally start applying a force towards a target, assuming I'm swinging this way with my lower body, what's going to happen is my lead side is going to start to elevate really exaggeratedly. So my lead hip is going to come way up, the shoulder is going to come up, and the trail side is going to start to drop. Now what tends to happen is now I'm starting to lose my spine angle, I'm starting to hang really back, my low point's falling behind me, and we'll generally see the chest nowhere near above the lower body. So the chest is going in one direction, the lower body is going the other. Right? So think about it like this. If I start to push the lower body really forward, the upper body is going to start to hang really back in reaction to that to keep us balanced and neutral. So this is just happening through the force of us attacking with the lower body really aggressively. Now, like I said, it's not so much about the lead side going towards the target, it's about the trail side moving towards the target too fast. This is what I want players to focus on. So what I like to see with my players is after they get to the top and they transition, I don't mind if the lead side bumps towards the target and the lead knee is actually moving outwards and the chest is going down and forward a little bit. I want to see a separation between the knees. Now, if both legs are going towards the target, you cannot get that separation. So now to avoid injury, what's going to happen is this lead leg is going to extend really quick, and that's going to elevate the lead hip, and now my whole body is going to start to fall backwards this way. So what I want to see instead is, I don't mind if the lead side goes out, but create some separation here. So keep the trail side actually in its place longer. That way when we start to transition, even if you're moving laterally, now your torso, your chest, this whole upper body area will stay above the pelvis. So now I'm staying a little more centered with my spine and my structure here so that I can retain my angles coming through the ball. This is very important. So a good little drill for this, and I'll give it to all of you right now, is I actually took a chair and I told Zach to make swings this way, where he's going to put his trail side along the chair, and once he loads to the top of his backswing, what I'm trying to get him to do is, yeah, he can still move laterally and still have the lead knee move out, but I want to see a separation between the legs a little bit, and that will keep his chest above his lower body. What he's trying to do is keep this leg along the chair for longer. So it's not necessarily a question of sliding towards the target, it's that the trail side cannot push so aggressively so quick. So there needs to be some separation happening so that we can retain this centered pivot here, because what ends up happening is if I push everything, now my lower body's going this way, my upper body's going back, I'm caught underneath, I'm going to swing too far from in to out and I'm going to struggle. So if you want to work on a good drill for that, like I said, put a chair on the floor, load to the top, make sure everything looks good, and now create some really slow motion separations here where the lead knee goes around, you're still trying to rotate, you can still push a little bit laterally, but keep the trail side for the early part of the transition attached to this chair so that you have that separation and structure, and then you can push off and forward. So a really fun, very simple drill to improve your pivot if you are struggling with a lot of lateral drive and hanging back with the chest.